What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the channel. Today's video is quite a chilled one and it's basically kind of me getting sort of back into the RC sort of things because it's been a little bit neglected, not gonna lie. And that's kind of down to my laziness and also other projects, as you may have seen on the channel. So today what I'm going to do is I thought I'd just go through kind of like an inventory of the channel, and then I'm going to go through each car individually, talk about them, what I need to do, what I want to do, stuff like that. And at the end of the video I wanted to hear you guys' thoughts on what you want to see on the channel, because I'd love to have some feedback so I kind of know what's what. So as I said, it's going to be a chilled one. So without any further waiting, let's get cracking. So let's start with this, the FTX Canyon. This thing is actually one of the best things I've ever purchased RC wise. It honestly has surprised me and how well this performs. This is still bone stock and it's still going, and it's been through so much abuse and has taken all of it. Now obviously in terms of this car, obviously I don't think I can really do anything to it. I want to keep it going for as long as I can stock, just to see how well it performs. So I want to go and take it up, say Brecon, and up to the Peak District, and I just basically want to take it up mountains and stuff like that. I've seen some people like cut the kind of the back of the body to make kind of like a pickup flatbed sort of style, and I've seen them cut them up to here, or cut them up to here, or I've seen them move this to the back, or I've seen them do other various things. I do like that and I might do it, but the thing is I like the stock body way too much, so at the moment I don't really want to be changing it, but I do want to do stuff to it some point in the future, but just not right now. Obviously if you have any ideas on what to do with this thing, then let me know obviously what you want to see me do with it. Do you want to see it go up Snowdon or Brecon Beacons or something like that? Like, just tell me, like, what do you want to see this do in the future, because I'll like your feedback on it. But for what it's done so far, I am highly impressed. So that being said, on to the next car. So moving on to this, which is the FTX Carnage Mark 1. This, for those who don't know, isn't any ordinary Carnage. This has an axial rock crawling transmission. Basically it has like this gearbox that then goes down, splits to the front and rear axle. This has been one of the oldest vehicles in the fleet, with the exception of probably the Tamiya Thundershot, but this I believe still works. The last time I drove it was Tembe, but obviously ever since I haven't had time, or I couldn't really go places to take it. Again, this is another one that I'm really impressed with, and I also want to see it do way more. Obviously it not being a full off-road rock crawler, but you know, it still can kind of hang with them in some cases. But this right here was actually never finished. The bodywork was never finished properly. So what I might do in the near future is obviously start kind of refreshing, especially the bodywork and the lighting, because the lighting is starting to bug out and stuff like this. So that is also another plan I have in mind. Also, this isn't really like a towing rig or anything. This is literally just to go rock crawling and kind of just off-roading. But I've been proud of this. I've been proud of it, as this is my own creation. Obviously I did the custom drive shafts, obviously the install and the custom bodywork. Like, for at the time when I had basically, when I was at college, I didn't really have the time, but I managed to put something together, and for what I did, like, I'm pretty happy with it. So let me know what you want to see it do, and also let me know what you want to see me do to it. I want to actually ask what I want you to comment down below in what color this should go, because I want to change probably the color of this. Now I've got two of these. I've got the Mark 1 and then I got the Mark 2. So yeah, so that's the FTX Carnage Mark 1. I think I'll go on to the next one. So as you see here, this is my FTX Carnage Mark 2. This has been repurposed for another project, i.e. the K9, which I'm also doing on the channel. This has been repurposed just for a temporary solution to kind of get this thing moving, But for ones who don't know, this is the Mark II. So this has the twin speed transmission from a Wraith, I believe, or another SCX-10 upgrade you can have is a twin speed. This follows the same principles as the Mark I, but it has a 2-speed for a very low range to a very high range. So yes, this has a bodywork. This is the bodywork in question, and I've still not yet completed it. This is what was left over from the Mark I, front half of the back piece of the Mark I, and then obviously what was ever left of the front of the Mark I. And I kind of I thought I'll reuse him again. It obviously works, and I know it works on this chassis, and I am making a video on the bodywork, so don't worry, there is a video coming out soon, so it's not like you missed anything. This build has been the most recent one of the channel, and it's one of the youngest vehicles on the channel, and I'm pretty happy with it so far. I've taken it on 2 runs now, and it's performed very, very well. But obviously it still falls in the same bracket as the Mark I, where I finish it off, make it look nice, make it look up to date, and obviously then take it to go up against, say, an Axial or another Trail Finder or something like that. I basically just want to see what happens when this and the Mark I go up against big name brands of RC rock crawlers. So again, let me know what you think, and let me know what I should do. On to the next vehicle. Moving on to another new addition to the fleet is this, the team associated B4 Racebogie. Now, my knowledge on this chassis is still unknown, I'm still yet to learn how it works, because I'm not really used to rear-wheel drive. As this is one of my first rear-wheel drive vehicles, it acts completely different, and as you can see, the tyres aren't in the best shape. But obviously, me being me, I decided to put in one of the biggest motors that I've ever had. This is the Edtronic brushless 4350 kV brushless motor combo, and as you can see, we've had heating issues where I've actually obviously had to put in an extra heatsink and an extra fan. And as well as that, I've also had to cut a hole just so the ESC could breathe. A problem the first time I took this car out on this setup, I actually melted the plug wires to the battery. Things got hot. Things got way too hot, and as you can see, I've also opened up the front window just to let everything kind of breathe. So this is actually one of the only race vehicles, or the most competition ready vehicles that I have at the moment. And again, it's one of those ones which doesn't sit well in the channel. It has a purpose, but I can't fulfill it. I don't know what you guys want to see with this. My idea is to put paddles on the back and have it like a sand dune buggy sort of setup, which I think I'm still going to do, and I think it would be absolutely brilliant because I go to soft sandy beaches a lot of the time, and obviously all my vehicles practically get stuck all the time. This, I believe, would be great if I had a paddle system on the wheels, just so it can absolutely rip up some sand dunes. So if you agree with me, let me know, because I generally think that would be its calling if you think about it. But obviously, as I said, it's a competition vehicle, so I could potentially take this to some local events. So I could pop down there and see what it's like, and if they agree, I can take this then to the racing there and see what I can do in terms of actually competition wise. Obviously that'll bring a whole new line of content for you guys to see, just so it's not just a normal trail video. But obviously let me know what you want to see this do in the future on this channel. But for now, this is going to sit on the shelf until we are able to go to these events, because they're closed at the moment, because you know what. Until they reopen, this is going to chill, and I'm probably going to convert it to the sand buggy mode at some point when I get paddles in, and then I'll rip it in the local dunes around me. That's my plan with this. I am open for any suggestions you guys have, and yeah, so that's the team associated B4. Now on to the next. So moving on to another young addition to the fleet, and that is this, the FTX Banza, the FTX Banza. Oh, for God. This is the FTX Banza. This has basically been my introduction to drifting. So FTX has done this entry-level sort of ready-to-run drift car, and it honestly does drift amazingly actually, and I've started to get the hang of it. I'm no pro, but I am starting to get the hang of this. Now, obviously, you guys have seen this car as a different form. You've probably seen it as this in my most recent videos, but now I've kind of put it back to the kind of the stock form, because at this moment in time I've actually robbed the ESC and motor from it. But the problem with this is I don't really have places really to drift it properly. Not like you see in other videos we have this nice soft smooth finish of like some sports hall or something. I honestly don't have anything, and the one place I do have that's flat and semi-smooth is a concrete pad which basically shreds through the tires, hence why I've gotten new wheels. But again, I really want to kind of explore this even further, and this also sparked another project which I'll show you in a minute that basically takes this a step further. So if you have any suggestions of what I should do, like I could say get another body shell or modify this body shell, what motor to put in, what ESC, what, like, you know, anything, just let me know. And obviously this is a blank canvas, but obviously it's missing the ESC and motor at the moment. But that will change. But yeah, so this is the Banza. I do look forward to seeing this in the future. All of your information is highly valuable, so let me know down in the comment section below. So that's the Banza. So what I'm going to do now is move on to the next vehicle. So this next vehicle is one of the oldest. This right here is a highly modified Tamiya Thundershot. As you can tell, this ain't no normal Thundershot. This is my kind of 10 scale to 8 scale, more of like a rally car. This started back quite a few years ago, before even college. Essentially, I was given this Tamiya Thundershot as a Christmas present, and this actual chassis is what got me into RC. The chassis itself is 34 years old now. It broke initially, so what I decided to do was screw it to a wooden board, extend it, and put a new drive shaft in. And that's basically what I've done ever since. And then it slowly evolved into this kind of rally car fiesta. At this current moment, I absolutely love the look of. Earlier I mentioned that I robbed the ESC and motor from the Banza, and this is what it's gone to. I took the very high powered ESC and motor and put that into the team associated buggy, and recently I've decided to take the motor from the Banza, because the Banza's not doing anything, and put it into this, just so I can actually just make it run. I honestly love this car, and I will keep this throughout no matter what, because I've learned practically all of my RC knowledge through this, and is basically a statement on this channel. So as you can see, this is a rally car, and it's an 8 scale technically. I want to kind of take this on rallies and take it onto like a sort of gravelly sort of tarmac stuff, and I do have plans, you know, with this vehicle in partnering with it, the FTX Canyon, because as you can see in the background there is something in motion, and I'll get onto that in a minute. Also, like the team associated, I would love to see this actually go into competitions, but if it would be competitive, I don't know. But this is where your guys come in. I really want to know what you guys think about this, because I want to see this in some racing videos to go head to head with some other vehicles, just to see what this thing can do, as this is my own creation technically. So as I said, let me know what you want to see with this vehicle. So that's the Tamiya Thundershot. On to the next vehicle. So moving on now to a vehicle you haven't seen much of. Now, in its current form, you have not seen it like this. You would have seen it in its Subaru WRC form, and you've only seen it the once. And recently I changed it so that it is its Lambo Countach setup. Now this car I actually got quite cheap with a bundle, and it needs some TLC, like some of the paint is chipped off underneath but I've got it to a stage where I've got the lights to work, the electronics to work properly. Basically, it's now at a point where I'm happy with it, apart from the paint. I kind of need to touch up the paint because it's really driving me nuts. This new like competition car, I just like having this car because of the sake of it, but I don't want to not use it. So this will feature in some videos where probably I got a trailer or something, and I'll have this being towed and basically kind of just show it off as a show car essentially. So I would love to do like a revival of this car, get like a bearing kit and kind of refresh this T01 so it's basically drives smooth as anything. So like as I said, what I could do is, if you wanted to, I could do like the traditional Tamiya versus Tamiya, T01 versus T02, you know, so I could do that if you wanted to, and any ideas you have, let me know. That's the T01. So moving on to the next vehicle. This vehicle needs no introduction. This is the Tamiya T02. Now I literally just showed you the T01 and you guys will know this on my channel. This is one of my most viewed vehicles on this channel and to this day holds the record. As you can tell, this is the Richard Burns 1999 Subaru WRC. This is actually one of another favorite, but this I built as a kit from the ground up. So a lot of effort and energy went into this to make it what you see now, and I love it. It's brilliant. Obviously I've done things, I've changed things about it. I've put arches in to stop dirt getting inside and screwing everything up, a suspension upgrade. So there's a lot that has happened to this vehicle. But as I said, I really enjoy this vehicle and I love it to bits. This is going to be kind of up there with the T01, the Banza, so I kind of want to do head-to-head, as I said, with the T01 maybe, or other vehicles like it. See this go up against others, that would be great to see. Another thing is also, as I said with the T01, I want to do like a trailer series, so like these will go into the trailers basically, so you'll see this in those videos as well. In the background, hint hint. That's what I got with this. Let me know what you want to see with this one as well. Comment down below. So that being said, we're going to move on to one of the last vehicles. So the last vehicle is this. So this, you might be thinking, is just some other Subaru, some other rally car or something like that. But the keen eye may notice that this thing ain't no rally car. This thing is slammed. This is very low to the ground. And this is the project I was on about with the Banza, that this was inspired by it. So this is actually a rear-wheel drive drift car. And this is my own custom chassis. As some of you know, I actually have a 3D printer. And what I've done is I 3D printed an entire chassis. It took me a long time to develop it, and I think that this is probably my most ambitious projects to date. This is the combination between the team associated buggy, but obviously crossed with the Banza in the fact that it's a drift car. This body was given to me by a mate. He said, make this awesome. I said, of course, I've got the perfect thing. And because I already had the T02, I didn't have a purpose to have another identical body Subaru WRC car. So I thought what would be best is to make a drift car out of it. And I've managed to get kind of the fitment point where it just rubs, but it has a lot of angle, which is what you need in a rear-wheel drive drift car. So it's a mixture of things. So this body shell is a Tamiya shell. The wheels are from the FTX. The diff is from an FTX. The drive shafts are from Traxxas. The ESC and motor are from the Tamco I used to have. Servos are from the Tamiya as well. There's a whole mixture of things on this vehicle. And unfortunately, obviously, I didn't film making this because I didn't know if it worked or not, because I was developing all the parts. But what I could do is I still need to revise some things like the steering I'm still not happy with. But if you wanted to see me rebuild this, let me know, because this will be a great series to have like a 3D print chassis series. Obviously, it being a drift car, I'd obviously would go with the Banza and this to events to kind of see if I can get it to be somewhat good, and again to expand my learning, my knowledge of the RC drift car. I'm not saying this is perfect, but for now I am very happy with it, and once again, any suggestions, any help, highly appreciated, and especially with this, as this is a complete built from scratch kit. Again, let me know what you think. I will hopefully be able to make videos of this in the future. So that is a brief rundown on the main fleet. We've gone through every single one of the cars. Basically, I just wanted to know what you guys want to see, just so I know what content you guys are here for. So I mentioned earlier that I had some plans in the background, and I just quickly, before the end of the video, I just want to kind of go through some of them, because I know you guys were asking me this, and I want to kind of know if you're still up for it. So in the past, you guys have asked about my trailers. I've basically had this kind of thing through my channel where I've had like a trailer, and you've always wanted to know how I make them. And unfortunately, I didn't film making them, but if you're still interested, so this is basically my plans for the future. As you know, I hinted at this one here. So this is a trailer that will be towed by the FTX Canyon, will basically hold the Tamiya Thundershot. Essentially, the Canyon will take it to, say, different events or take it places so it can rally. This is the concept I've come up with, something that basically has ground clearance and has very articulating suspension, but also has the ramp and also has tire storage. I've already made a trailer, but it's an enclosed one, but it doesn't fit the Thundershot, which is annoying. But as the Canyon is kind of like an overscaled Land Rover anyway, it would fit as a rig with the Fiesta on the back, because as you can see, what I mean is it's an oversized Land Rover, and this is an 8 scale. I know the Canyon is a 10 scale, but as you can see, they're quite scaled reasonably well together. So these are some concept designs that I've come up with, and these are gooseneck trailers. The principle of this, you can tow quite a few cars on a triple axle or a quad axle trailer. Now, the reason what sparked this idea was I saw recently that there's an RC truck I absolutely love to have, and that truck is the Sen Racing F450 pickup. It is honestly one of the best looking trucks I've ever seen to date in the RC world. It is of course a dually, which is basically means you have 4 wheels at the back, wide arch, and then you got the singles at the front. But hopefully one day I'll get one, and if I can get one, obviously I'll turn it into this. I'll have the pickup and then have the gooseneck trailer set up on the back. So if you think this is an idea that you would enjoy and you would like to see, obviously follow, like, subscribe, and let me know what you think down below, what you want to know about it and what you want to see. So that's going to be it for this video. But before you go, I just want to say one thing. Recently I decided obviously to set certain days now to obviously do content for you. That obviously includes the other builds, i.e. the Dalek and the K9 and all that. What I plan on doing is at least uploading a video a week, depending on what it is. If not, maybe 2 a week. Looking at kind of how I've set everything up, I'm looking at either Tuesday and Thursday is going to be like the upload. So I'm going to try that for now, see how it goes. But apart from that, that's all I've got to say. Thank you very much for watching. Sorry it's a bit of a wordy one, a bit more of a talky one than normal. Just kind of want to get you guys' idea. Obviously you've got the entire fleet now. So what do you want to do? What do you want to see exactly with each car in particular? And then obviously other things I've asked as well. Let me know what you think. But yes, thank you all for watching today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. And until next time, it's goodbye for now.